Largest military machines we have ever built. Humanity has been able to innovate through military technological development for centuries now. They've driven technology's boundaries beyond all expectations through war, rather tragically, as armies seek ways to outpower and outmaneuver their adversaries during times of conflict. Countries are often pushed to the edge of innovation. Due to this, some incredible military vehicles have been created over the past century, stretching technology to previously unimaginable lengths, weights, and capabilities. Size and power are the most important factors in military machines. Today we'll show you the impressive, largest military machines we have ever built. Number 8. The Caspian Sea Monster. The 1960s, the Soviet Union developed one of the most fearsome ground effect vehicles that has ever been seen. This beauty is still one of the most fearsome ground effect vehicles that has ever existed. As far as aircraft go, the Caspian Sea Monster peaked as the largest and heaviest aviation machine to ever exist, for a period of time between 1966 and 1988. In spite of the fact that this creation was specifically targeted at the U.S., there was an important reason behind it. The discovery of the device caused several attempts to determine what its real purpose was, causing several historical events regarding espionage during the Cold War because of its surprise discovery. There has been continuous testing of the Soviet Navy's Caspian Sea Monster, commonly referred to as the Korabl Maket, from the early 1950s until it eventually crashed into the sea in 1980. There's no doubt that it's one of the best creations so far. Number 7. Gerald R Ford class aircraft carriers. Unlike any other vessel at sea, aircraft carriers can host a fleet of jets and are armed with countless weapons, providing a platform for combat far from home. Among the biggest military vehicles, the Gerald R Ford class is the latest to be designed and developed by the U.S. Navy. The ships will cost about $13 billion each, but 2 have already been built. At their widest point, they are 252 feet wide and 250 feet high. With 25 decks, the vessel has a top speed of 55 miles per hour and is powered by 2 Bechtel A-1B nuclear reactors. With a huge top-level deck, over 75 aircraft can be carried at the same time, and 2,600 people are needed. In addition to the surface-to-air missile launchers, they have 3 close-in weapon systems and 4 M250 caliber machine guns, making them virtually impossible to approach. Using everything on board, these aircraft carriers can strike targets hundreds of miles away and remain operational for up to 3 months without needing to replenish supplies. A floating weapons platform unlike any other in the world. They're equipped with stealth capabilities, automated systems, radar, and scanning systems, making them the world's first floating weapons platform. Number 6. Lark LX. Lark LX is a 100-ton amphibious vehicle that's made out of steel. Its 3.2-meter wheels are bigger than a man, and it can travel long distances. The building is nearly the size of a swimming pool. It measures 19 meters in length, 8 meters wide, and 6 meters high, about the same size as a 3-story building. Most importantly, it has the ability to carry a load that is equal to its own weight. During the Vietnam War, Lark LX proved to be extremely useful, with the ability to transport up to 100 tons of cargo for 200 people. Each GMC diesel engine was positioned on the side of the hull, driving one wheel on land, and each engine produced 265 horsepower. Although it served a variety of purposes, it was especially helpful when it came to the transportation of tracked and wheeled vehicles. This includes beach preparation equipment and general cargo from the ship to shore. It could also be used for the transportation of shipping containers, which were 40 feet long. Number 5. The Peacemaker B-36. There's no doubt that the aircraft is the largest mass-produced piston-engine aircraft that's ever been built. It is the Convair B-36 Peacemaker, a strategic bomber that was operated by the United States Air Force between the years 1949 and 1959. There's a lot of details about the B-36 that make it the first bomber capable of delivering any of the nuclear weapons in the U.S. arsenal from inside the 4 bomb bays of the aircraft without requiring any modification to the airplane itself. It is also worth noting that the vehicle was able to travel 16,600 kilometers and had a maximum payload of 39,600 kilograms, a wingspan of over 2/3 and a tail height that exceeded those of that of the Soviet Union's Antonov An-22 super bomber from the 1960s. This super bomber was 2/3 longer than the previous model. Number 4. Type 055 destroyer. China has been developing large destroyers since at least the 1960s, and now that it has undoubtedly become a world leader, investment and know-how have been combined to create a new fleet. With its first vessel entering service in 2020, that Type 055 destroyer is surely a modern warship. The vessel's length is 590 feet and its width is 65 feet, and it's powered by 30 megawatts of energy produced from 6 QD-50 turbine generators and 4 gas turbines. Ships with this capability can travel 35 miles per hour and have a range of 5,000 nautical miles. Over 300 crew members on board allow it to respond to emerging threats and be on the scene much faster than other vessels. It is equipped with high-tech scanners and monitoring systems, making it a devastating weapon in battle. With 2 helicopters in its stern hangar and a 130mm gun and a close-in weapon system, the destroyer can also fire short-range missiles via its 24-cell launch system. The thing is heavily armed. A destroyer like this can only be opposed by the world's largest and most capable naval fleets, especially with conflicts in Chinese waters on the rise. Number 3, the Ohio-class submarine. Following their introduction into service in 1981, the Ohio-class submarines are the largest subs to ever been built by the U.S. Navy. 18 were constructed for around $3 billion each. Each one measures 560 feet in length and 42 feet in width. Besides one SAG nuclear reactor, there are 2 geared turbines and 2 more auxiliary engines. According to reports, the subs can reach depths of over 800 feet while underwater and reach speeds of 29 miles per hour. There are also about 150 crew members and a theoretical unlimited range. As practical as this may sound, it would never be possible to do because there's always a need to replenish the food supply. The Ohio-class submarines are the most powerful in terms of missile capacity. Despite not being the largest, specifically, it's a case of 24 nuclear ballistic missiles classified as Trident II. The missiles are a major component of the nation's nuclear deterrent, so their movements are classified, and they can be sent to targets within seconds through radio communications. For example, from the main command in Nebraska, it's also important to consider whether they are blocked by alternatives and operate at ultra-low frequencies. Number 2, the Hindenburg LZ 129. Originally, the LZ 128 was planned for this role, which would have been 761 feet long and could lift 5,307 cubic feet of hydrogen. However, after the explosion of the British airship R-101 October 1930, the Zeppelin company changed its plan and developed a ship that could be lifted by helium, as opposed to the impact itself, killing passengers and crew. Therefore, the LZ-128 with 5.3 million cubic feet of capacity was abandoned in favor of the LZ-129, 7 million cubic feet of capacity, later known as the Hindenburg. The Hindenburg class, there were 2 main types of rigid airships, which were the longest and largest by envelope volume. They were the Hindenburg, which was the lead ship of the Hindenburg class. Originally designed and operated by the German Zeppelin Airline Company, the aircraft ultimately disbanded. It was during its attempt to land in Lackhurst Naval Air Station in Manchester Township, New Jersey, that the legendary Hindenburg was destroyed by fire, marking the end of an era of great airship disasters. Number 1, the Zubr Hovercraft. Normally, we think of hovercraft as quirky vehicles used for civilian transport around the world. Still, they're an important part of the Russian Navy. A total of 10 Zubr-class vessels remain in service today. Among other things, they're used to move and lay naval mines and transport amphibious assault units. These enormous structures are surprisingly large, measuring 187 feet long and 84 feet wide. Its back is dominated by 3 4-bladed propellers that are propelled by 5 gas turbines. With a range of 300 miles and a top speed of 72 miles per hour across calm water, they're very fast. Their crews consist of 31, and they're equipped with 4 air defense missile launchers, 2 AK-630 close weapon systems, and 2 Ogon rocket launchers. When a fleet of these aircraft approaches a beach, it means the battle will soon be over since they're able to carry loads of up to 55 tons, which means there'll be soon an end to this war. What do you think of these largest military machines we've ever built? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.